stories tonight. Richard Perman signs with Atomic, Jeremy Pancras is out for the season with a knee injury, and the Frost Run jump is taking shape. Hello and welcome to the Downdays News. I'm your host, Sean Barmer. And up first tonight, a quick recap of the free skiing scene. Starting out with the Freeride World Tour in Mont Blanc, Courmayeur, in the land of pizza, pasta and cheating football clubs, where the fondue fiend out of Switzerland, Richard Amaker, has come out on top in front of the sheep-shagging supercharger from NZ, Sam Smoothie, and fellow Swiss gold smuggler Sami Antimatten in third. There was no girls' stop in Italy, and we will see a return of the full lineup in Rolldal in Norway from the 25th of February. After the Winter X Games in Aspen, the AFP standings have had a bit of a shake-up. Gus Kenworthy is sitting pretty in first place, with Jossie Wells, the only non-American in the top 5, moving into second, with Josh Christensen in third and Torrenieta Wallace in fourth, and Big Air gold medalist Bobby Brown moving into the 5th spot. Devon Logan is in the top spot for the ladies, ahead of Canadian Dara Howe, Rose Battersby from NZ in third, and the two Yankees, Kerry Herman and Maddie Bowman, rounding out 4th and 5th. And now for the massive injury list that skiing has picked up. Sammy Carlson has a partial tear in his knee, but will be back in 2 months. Eva Patscheider has broken her heel at the Jew Tour in Killington, where Frenchie Jeremy Pancras has fully torn his cruciate ligament and damaged the meniscus. Jen Hudak has had an ACL reconstruction, a posterior lateral corner reconstruction, meniscus repair, and an articular cartilage paste graft. Justin Dorey dislocated his shoulder at the X Games with this heavy crash, and Kiwi Neil Williman has kneed himself in the eye, ending up with this shiner. And now onto sponsorship news. Lolo Favre has signed with Full Tilt Boots. Richard Perman has signed with Atomic Skis. The Fisher team are about to head to Monashee Powder Cats in Canada. Legs of Steel have been up in Courmayeur, getting after some of that power after a short stopover in Canada. Flatlight Films, producers of the Nitwit series, have put together a great video showcasing early skiing in Finland for the award-winning Salomon Freeski TV. Yoon Olsen has released a new line of outerwear with Colmar, and we caught up with him at ISPO for a chat about the new line and the future of his events.
You know, I think it's cool because I can, you know, Colmar's having both sides of the sport where you have racing and freestyle. Myself being right in that position, I think it's valuable, the information that I can give Colmar of seeing the sport, you know, from two different sides. And it's been, you know, it's been super cool to develop the whole collection and really be a part of everything. We're doing JY as usual again. I just heard the X Games did not produce a jump big enough for triples, so obviously we are going to do that in Nora. And you know, it's going to be a huge jump, a big show, and of course a lot of party.
And do you think we'll ever see Joss again?
You know, if everything goes according to my plan, I'm going to try to bring that back next year. It's because I miss it. That's the funnest part of, you know, events, freestyle events, I think. So, and a lot of work for me to build 5 features, but, you know, I think in the end it's worth it.
And now for what's coming up in the skiing world. The Meyerhofen Freeski Open, powered by Nordica Freeskiers, will be on this weekend. The Frostgun Invitational preparation is well underway, with heavy hitters like Henrik Harlau heading over. It should be the big air of the season and have one of the best parties to boot. The gateway to the Euro X, the SFR Tour, is about to have its first pipe event in team on the 13th of February. The Finnish Open will be on the 17th and 18th in Sape, and the SFR Big Air is on in Alpe d'Huez on the 21st and 22nd.
And now for the weather. Brought to you by Adidas Eyewear.
With the pressure staying well above 1000 hectopascals and until at least the 17th of February, we will see high clouds that produce a consistent but small amount of snow, with the freezing level staying super low throughout this time, with stronger falls commencing on the 17th. In Scandinavia, snowfall will be intermittent, with the northern areas getting the first snow before it heads south towards Rolldal for a touch-up of fresh before the next Freeride World Tour stop. So here today we have the new puzzle ski from Elans. This one is of interest because Elans have bought the patent from Battalion Snowboards, allowing to implement the triple base technology into the skis. The way this design works is by making the base of the ski on 3 different angles at the tip and tail of the ski. The purpose of this is to minimise your chances of catching an edge while landing a spinning trick, reducing the chance of injury and making you look better in front of the ladies. The ski comes in a 181, 176, 171, 166 and 156. This is the weapon of choice for guys like Klaus Finn, Sig Tveit, Sjur Sachsen and Chris Lager. As the Winter Olympiad in Sochi approaches, Russia are investing heavily in the tourism that is exporting itself every year to Austria and Switzerland. They are looking to invest a staggering 10 to 12 billion euros in the Northern Caucasus Mountains, where Mount Elbrus sits, at a mind-bending 5,642 metres. With a plan for a total of 5 ski areas, with targets for the year in 2020 set at 90,000 beds and 150,000 visitors daily. The international airport has been upgraded, as well as Austrian company Doppelmayr stepping in to build the cableway, as they currently construct the world's longest cable car in Sochi at a staggering 5.6 kilometres. So, if you haven't had a vodka at over 5,000 metres, you haven't lived yet. So I'll see you all in Russia in 8 years for a life-changing hangover.
Alright, hey guys, welcome to Barmer's Late Night. We're here up on the Weissee Glacier. We're here with me today, Neil Williman, all the way from New Zealand, and we're going to have a chat to him about what it was like going through the Freeride World Tour qualifying and then getting onto the World Tour. So when did you start following the quali tour, Neil?
I suppose the first competition I did that was related to it was about 2008, 2009. New Zealand Open. I'm not sure if the first time I did it was part of the qualification series. It's become that since and was one of the results that I used to qualify for the World Tour this year. Yeah,
and what was the process of following the qualifying World Tour? Do you sort of have to get yourself to where all the events are and stuff like that?
Yeah, definitely. It's quite an interesting struggle because you're going to all these amazing places and doing these amazing things. A lot of people kind of almost look at it as a holiday, and the other side of it is that you're trying to make a career as a professional athlete, and it's all self-funded and self-travelled, and you spend a lot of time sleeping on couches and scrounging food, and I suppose the aim of the game is to get to the World Tour, and I'm really stoked to have. Yeah, and what's the big difference from being one of the qualifying guys living on couches to taking it to the next step, being on the World Tour? Do you notice a bit of different feedback from sponsors and stuff like that? Yeah, it's huge. I mean, being on the World Tour, when you go to a resort, you get a hotel, you stay there for free. For example, this team shoot we just had here, we've been in a hotel, got free food. On the World Tour, you get put up, so that's, you know, a big part of the season for me. It's much better than sleeping on the couches. Also, your sponsors love it when you're on the World Tour. It makes it a lot to them and makes much more likely they'll be able to give you more things.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the cool side of it is you do get all of these perks, but the level obviously steps up a fair bit. What was that like, making the transition, and maybe like the first time you really stepped into that open scene with all of the big guns?
Yeah, it's interesting, like you say, to go from, you know, being one of the top guys in the qualifying series to, you know, one of the newbies on the Freeride World Tour, and so those big names that you've seen in movies and things. So it's really good for you and your skiing to push yourself, but also I think you've got to remember not to push yourself to the point of doing things you can't do. I crashed at the first competition and I don't want to do that again because I want to stay on the World Tour. So like you say, it is a big step up against these big guns, and it's a lot about learning and pushing yourself to a new level, but safely and not in a way that you're just going to crash and burn.
Right on. All right, cool. Now, thanks for coming down.
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks for watching Barmer's Late Night. We'll see you again in 2 weeks. You.
See you.
Whoa, got that wrong. Read what you wrote, Sean. And making look. Cool, you gonna cut it?